Hi YouTube! It probably comes as no surprise that I, NintendoFanGirl, am a big fan of Nintendo Switch Online. It has a ton of great features. Nintendo's really good about continually supporting it and new ones are added pretty frequently. It really is a product that has only gotten better with age. And it's not that old. It's only been around for the past several years. Real quick, I do have to throw a product provided by Nintendo. I have been paying for Nintendo Switch Online since its launch, would continue to do that, will continue to do that, but Nintendo was kind enough to kind of re-up me for a year, my subscription, so thank you, Nintendo. To be clear, these are all my opinions. This is not like a sponsored or paid video in any way, like always. Now, if anyone wants to pay me for my opinion. I really wanted to make this video for a few reasons. There are a number of features of Nintendo Switch Online that are super underutilized, and I don't know how much of it is that people just don't realize that they're really good features, or if they don't know they exist. So in case that might be you, if you have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription, make sure you're getting your money's worth. You're paying for it. Get what you're paying for. The other big reason is because I have been seeing, like every year, a lot of parents purchasing Nintendo Switch systems for their children, for their holidays, parents who aren't necessarily gamers and might not know what they're getting. So if you or your child is a Nintendo Switch owner, Nintendo Switch Online is really best bang for your buck by a large margin, in my opinion. If you have a Switch and you don't have Nintendo Switch Online, you're missing out on quite a bit. It's a better add-on than any controller, than any game, than any accessory that you could get for the Switch. And in fact, if you know somebody with a Switch and you know what kind of subscription they have and you're looking for a gift to get them, you can always get them one of the little physical cards at the retailers because they can just add on to their current subscription with those. Anyway, we will get into the reasons why I think that the Nintendo Switch Online subscription is so good. But before I do that, give me just like 30 seconds to explain what it is so that anybody who's completely lost right now will know. Everything that I'm talking about today is going to be based on the USA pricing and model. So if you're in a different region, have a different currency or anything like that, make sure that you look up the specific pricing for your region. And I'll put a link down below to Nintendo's website where you can see that. Okay, so for Nintendo Switch Online, there's a base product. That is just Nintendo Switch Online, and it is super affordable. $20 per year. That's not a sale price. That's just the price that it is. $20 per year. Compare that with like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. The absolute base level cheapest that's available for is $60 per year. I hope I got that right, because if not, people are gonna come for me in the comments. And to be fair, I think both of those products on Xbox and on PlayStation are good products. I'm not bashing them in any way, but the price difference between Nintendo and those two systems, staggering. If you're afraid of commitment, you can also subscribe monthly and just have your card charged every month. I believe it's $4 a month, so again, super affordable. It is slightly more expensive if you don't go for the full year. And you can also buy physical cards at retailers. I've seen 3-month and 12-month cards pretty much everywhere, so you could buy a 3-month card for $9 or a regular 12-month card for the regular retail price of $20. So there's no real upcharge if you're doing that. There are two main ways to upgrade your membership. One is you can pay for a family membership, which allows you to add up to 8 total people onto that membership. It's only through email, so it's not like some complex need to prove you're in the same household or something like that. You can have up to 8 people. They could be all on the same Switch console. They could be all on separate Switch consoles, and that costs $35 per year. So an upcharge of only $15, and now you can have 8 people on your subscription. Or I should say 8 accounts, because people like me, I personally have 3 accounts. There you go, family. You can also upgrade to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass, which comes with a bunch of perks. I personally highly recommend it. We will get into that, but just know that you can upgrade to this larger tier, which comes with a bunch of stuff. And if you're upgrading to that tier, to the Expansion Pass, that costs $50 per year total, as opposed to the $20, or if you have a family subscription, it's $80 per year total. And I know $80 per year does, like when you hear that, it does sound like a lot. I completely agree. But remember that those family accounts can have up to 8 people on the account, which means that even if you have only 2 people or 2 accounts using that $80 per year membership, each of those accounts go down to $40 per year. And that's not just me justifying it, that's me talking as someone who has spent far too much money on various subscriptions from various game consoles over the course of the past decade. This is by far the best option on the market right now in terms of affordability. So hopefully that very brief explanation was helpful. If not, then yell at me in the comments, because I mean, how am I going to learn to be a better person if I don't get comments like that? Robin, hello, kitty break, cozy good girl, Robin. She's actually being pretty bad. Don't sit on that. That is my laptop. Oh, good girl. Okay, anyway, apologies if my angle or coloration or something just changed. I had to take a quick break because the cat was being bad, and also I wanted a Diet Coke. Okay, and now I get to tell you all of the reasons why I really do love Nintendo Switch Online, which I have broken down into a simple to digest list of 5, because who doesn't love a good list? Some of my glasses are like super dirty. What the heck? Now then, number 1, you can use Nintendo Switch Online to play online with friends. In fact, that is kind of the primary purpose, and that is where it came from. Once upon a time, you could play games online on your Nintendo console with friends for free. Those days are gone. You have to have a Nintendo Switch Online account or a Nintendo Switch Online membership, an active one, to play most games with friends. I will note, for one reason or another, there are some games, at least one very big game, that you do not need to have an active membership to play online with friends. Fortnite. So I guess if that is the only game that you ever will play online with people, that's good for you then. But for the rest of us, we need it. Visiting other people's islands in Animal Crossing, playing Mario Kart matches online with friends, or doing online tournaments with people for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, playing a round of Coupathlon in Super Mario Party Jamboree, teaming up with 3 random people in Splatoon 3 and hoping that they're good and going to carry your team, finding opponents for friendly matches in Smash Brothers. Like, these are all things that you can only do if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, an active one. And for the parents out there, I do want to note that Nintendo Switch has very good parental controls, super customizable, and also that Nintendo produced games are really not what you have to worry about in terms of your children playing online. I mean, you do you, whatever you're the parent here, but I'm just saying, like, you're not going to boot into a game of Splatoon and have some strange adult talking to your kid, because the most that they can do is shout booyah. Do your own research on games and their online capabilities, though, because that's all you. Also, before moving on to the next point, I want to give a shout out to the Nintendo Switch Online app, which again is only available if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member. Hold on, I will show you. So there's literally a phone app for Nintendo Switch Online. That's what it is. So I can log into here. I can see who of my friends are online, who's not online, but you can also choose these game-specific services. So Splatoon 3, Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, and Splatoon 2. I personally use the Splatoon 3 one pretty frequently. I really like that you can use this, for example, during Splatfests in order to look at your recent match history. So Splatnet 3, I can click Splatfest. The most recent Splatfest was the Halloween one, which I didn't play in, but I can look at the Grand Festival Splatfest, which I won. I personally won it, so you're welcome, all you past folks. And I can look at how well each of the teams did in here. I can also look at my personal stats. I apparently, well, it doesn't look like I did that good, actually. You can also look at your latest battles and how well you've done, or when you see like a whole bunch of defeats. That's always really fun. Just saying, there's all these cool little features for these games in apps that you only have access to if you are a Nintendo Switch Online member. To be fair, this would be really lame to use any of these features if you didn't have online access anyway. So highly recommend checking out the app if you haven't already, at least if you have those games. Okay, next. Reason number 2, cloud saves. This is something that's probably going to be really useful for some people and not useful at all for other people, but it is useful for me, so I'm going to mention it. And so because of that, this reason is going to be pretty short, but the gist of it is that if you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership, even the base membership, then you have access to utilize cloud saves for many games. There are some games that do not utilize cloud saves. It has to be a game that enables them. But for those games that do have cloud saves available, it's nice to have that feature enabled, especially if you have your account on multiple systems, so that if you're moving back and forth, you can access that cloud save data. You don't have to literally take the data off of the memory card on one Switch and put it to another one. Also, if you get a new console, it makes moving things over to the new console super easy. And also, if you were to lose your Switch, having those saves on the cloud means that you don't lose the saves. You have them still. They exist in the ether. You could just pull them on back down. I mean, ideally, you should probably not lose your Switch, but it's nice to have that as a backup. I'm also super curious whether having cloud saves is going to be a nice feature when the Nintendo Switch successor comes out, because we already, well, I don't want to get too far. We'll back up a little bit, but I think that there may be a benefit whenever we get to hear more about the Switch successor. Future tense. Don't worry about it right now. Reason number 3. I'm grouping a few things together into this reason. But as a Nintendo Switch Online member, you get access to a few games and also free game trials that you would not otherwise. The 2 main games right now, there have been a couple that have come and gone, and there could be more coming in the future. We don't know. But the 2 games right now that you have access to are Tetris 99 and F-Zero 99. Both of those games, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, free. Go play them. Go have so much fun. Go enjoy. And I'm not talking about older console games. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm only talking about these 2 new games that exist on the Switch. They are entirely based around online multiplayer. So there's a reason why they're exclusive to Nintendo Switch Online members. There's a reason why they're basically included with your membership, but it's still a really nice perk. They are really enjoyable games. If you're somewhere with a decent internet connection, they're really good games to just pull up anytime. Nintendo also puts out frequent demos, and they're not always Nintendo games, I should say. Nintendo also always promotes demos that are available through the eShop, in which you can download a game, you can demo it for a week or a weekend or whatever it is, and then you usually also get some nice platinum coins that you can use on your Nintendo Switch Online account for icons or even for physical products in the My Nintendo Rewards store online. So they really encourage you to try out these games, and these demos are usually, if not always, only available to Nintendo Switch Online members, so it's really cool. The eShop does, just I want to note, also have standing demos for a number of games, especially various Nintendo games, so if you're interested in a game, always check to see if there's a demo. There could be. And while we're on the topic of Nintendo Switch Online games, modern games, I want to give a quick shout out to the Nintendo Switch Online game vouchers. It's not a free inclusion. It's not free games or anything like that. And I didn't include them as their own separate reason on my list because we don't really know when these are going to stop being available. They're probably not going to be available indefinitely, but I do want to give a shout out because they're available right now. They are only available to Nintendo Switch Online members, so it is a perk of your membership. Basically, you can pay $100 even to get a pair of Nintendo Switch game vouchers. I'm probably saying that wrong. You get this pair of vouchers. There's a huge list of games that you can use it on. Many of those games cost more than $50. There's Tears of the Kingdom is on that list, and that game costs $70 MSRP. So you pay $100 and you basically get 2 games for a flat $50, even digital copies of the games. It's a nice little savings if you're planning on buying these games digitally. A lot of Nintendo titles do not go on sale, or at least do not go on a deep sale. So if there are 2 games that you know that you want that are not going to go cheaper than $60, why not? Why not voucher it up? Moving on down the list. Reason number 4. You can get access with Nintendo Switch Online to some DLC for games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Splatoon 2. In fact, I said games like, but I think those are the only 3. But there is a caveat. Of course. I mentioned earlier the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass and how that was kind of an upgraded feature. This is one of those things that is tied to the expansion pass. So if you're paying for the upgraded Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pass membership, then you get access to these 3 DLCs. You get the Booster Course Pass DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You get Happy Home Paradise for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and you get Octo expansion for Splatoon 2. I'm assuming that you have all those games. If you don't have all or any of them, then that DLC will mean nothing to you because you can't play it without them. But they are all 3 really expansive DLCs. Mario Kart, you get a bunch more karts, you get more racers, you get riders. Most of all, you get a ton of new tracks to race on for Mario Kart. So that one's great. Happy Home Paradise is like a really expansive new options for decorating and building. You get this whole decorating subplot of Animal Crossing. You get to meet tons of new NPCs and other characters. Happy Home Paradise, super fun. And then Octo expansion is the story DLC add-on for Splatoon 2. Again, very expansive. It's kind of like its own little game, and it's super fun, iconic even. All 3 of those DLCs alone, off the top of my head, I don't entirely remember, but they all cost either $20 or $25. And so that savings, even if you're just playing one of them, pretty much covers the upgrade for the expansion pass as it is. I have all of them. Like, I reboot courses as part of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass very frequently, so it's kind of a no-brainer. I do want to note, though, that you do have to keep an active membership to continue to access those DLCs. It's not like you're a member once and then you have it forever. No, you do have to continue to keep that membership active. Before I move on to my 5th reason, I have a few honorable mentions. I couldn't narrow it down. I just really want to talk about these things. First, I'm pulling it up on my phone. Hold on. What do we have here? It's Nintendo Music. Well, that's just my camera. Oh, they added Wave Race 64. That's new. So Nintendo Music is actually a really new app. It just came out last month. They're basically providing a whole bunch of soundtracks to many, many different Nintendo titles, some more popular than others. It's really interesting, the stuff that they have included in here. One of the really cool things is that they have an option. Let me just pick a good one here. Go to top tracks. The Wii Sports title theme. So they have an option to extend your music to 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. So if you're the kind of person, me, that likes to listen to one song for like hours at a time, you can do that and not just like keep the song on repeat over and over and over again. Why can't I hear it? My audio's off, that's why. No, I still can't hear it. It's because I'm recording. It's not working. My phone is fighting with me. I have exactly one song favorited. So if you need me, I will most likely at any given time be listening to Pour It On from Splatoon 3 on repeat. It's my jam. And by on repeat, I mean 60-minute duration. Because again, that feature is so good. Apart from Nintendo Music, there are also a handful of physical products that are only available to Nintendo Switch Online members. One is Alarmo, which is the really interesting but also pretty pricey alarm clock that Nintendo made, which uses sound clips and video from very specific games. That is tied to Nintendo Switch Online. You technically cannot buy that unless you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership. I think there's nothing stopping you from buying it and gifting it to someone. There's also special retro controllers for the Switch, like the Nintendo 64 one, which I use all the time, and also some cool NES controllers, SNES controllers, and I think also Genesis controllers. Those, again, are only available to purchase if you're logged into your Nintendo Switch Online member account. And then finally, on the My Nintendo Rewards, which is kind of the reward site that Nintendo has set up where you can use platinum coins, which you earn by playing games and stuff, you can use those for rewards to buy stuff in the store. There are a few rewards in there, depending on when you're looking, that are only available to Nintendo Switch Online members. Reason number 5 out of 5, so it better be good. Save the best for last. It's really not fair at all for me to lump all of this into one reason, because it's really like over 300 reasons, and it's the primary reason for very many people to actually get a Nintendo Switch Online membership. And yet, I think some of us gamers would be surprised how many non-gamers don't know that this is available to them. I'm sorry, I do not mean to call you a non-gamer. If you're a new Nintendo Switch gamer, you're a gamer. Just, you gotta learn some stuff. So that's what I'm here for. So in case you weren't aware, with your Nintendo Switch Online subscription, you get access to a pretty large library of NES, SNES, Game Boy games on the Switch. You download them for free. You play them for free. I say for free, for included with your membership. Nintendo Switch Online members with the expansion pass also get access to Game Boy Advance games, Sega Genesis games, that's right, Sega Genesis games, and Nintendo 64 games. My personal favorite. Not trying to be biased or anything, but it's my jam. We're not talking about like every game in existence. Like I said, it's a little over 300 games in total, but they're doing a really good job of getting the big titles. Nintendo is really consistently continuing to add titles to these consoles, so thumbs up there. And not only do you have access to all of these great games, once they're downloaded on your system, you don't need an active online connection to play them. That doesn't mean you have access to them forever. You do have to continue to pay for your membership and keep it active. I think it does a check every once in a while to make sure that you're still an active member, but the nice thing is that you don't need to have an active or good internet connection to be able to play those. So for example, when I'm traveling, I don't even look anymore at what games I have in my case for the Switch, unless something new just came out that I want to play, because I always know that there's something that I've either downloaded from the eShop or that I can just pull up from Nintendo Switch Online and play. I don't have to worry about, is my connection at the airport going to be good enough that I can play this? It is, because you don't need one. So great. Also, another really fun thing about these Nintendo Switch Online titles is that a lot of them have added online multiplayer features. If you asked me 5 years ago, I never in 100 million years would have imagined that we'd be able to play Mario Party 1 and 2 or Pokemon Stadium or what other options do I have? Donkey Kong Country online with friends on the Switch, but that is exactly what you can do. Having this huge library added alongside your membership is a massive upgrade to any Nintendo Switch system. If anybody is looking for recommendations, I would go with Banjo-Kazooie on the Nintendo 64. I could continue to recommend things all day. It would take me hours, but I just will leave it at that. Everyone go play Banjo-Kazooie. It has my heart and it will have yours too. Okay. Oh, also it's extra nostalgic. It feels super smooth if you're using the Nintendo 64 controller that you can also get as a Nintendo Switch Online member. Moving on. That was 5 reasons, but I did say 5 reasons-ish. Actually, I don't think I said that, but I thought it. And that's because I really wanted to mention this one other thing, which is not a current reason, but it is important. At one of their last investor meetings, Nintendo actually straight up said that the Nintendo Switch successor, which comes out sometime next year, is going to be backwards compatible with Switch titles, but also that it will utilize Nintendo Switch Online, which means only good things for us. We don't know per se if that means all of the Nintendo Switch Online games that we can play on the Switch are going to be playable on the Nintendo Switch successor. We don't know specifics about that kind of thing, but what it does mean is that Nintendo has really thought ahead and decided that this is going to be the program that is going to carry through the consoles. You're not going to pay for a Nintendo Switch Online membership and then have to pay for something completely different in less than a year. So that can only be good. I'm hoping that this also means that there's going to be easy transfers of save cloud data from the Switch to the Nintendo Switch successor. I'm hoping it means that we have access to all of the downloadable, the Nintendo Switch Online games that we have access to now. We don't know what specific benefits we'll be looking at for Nintendo Switch Online for the future, but we do know that it's going to continue to exist. So thumbs up there. I would say Nintendo has really done right by their Nintendo Switch Online users, their subscribers, from start to now, and it seems like they have all intentions of continuing to do right by them. So I'm very happy with that. One of these days, I'd love to talk about what kind of features I'd like to see added to Nintendo Switch Online. They're probably mostly communications based between users, but we'll save that one for another day. I think there's a lot of opportunity for stuff that I've been hoping to see on the Switch to make its way onto the Switch successor, so fingers crossed. So there it is, a probably slightly too comprehensive look at Nintendo Switch Online. I am a big fan, and I hope other people are too. It's been a long time since I really sat back and looked at everything that Nintendo offers now for Nintendo Switch Online, and given the cost and everything that's available, I think it's such a good value. I think it's extremely worth what they're asking for it. I have personally absolutely purchased games, individual games that cost more than Nintendo Switch Online, and regretted it. But I would never regret paying for Nintendo Switch Online because there's so much that you get from it. I need chapstick. That was too much talking. Please, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, or are just feeling generous today, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Also, shout out to you if you actually stuck around to the end, because this video was long. I know it was, because I recorded it, and it was long in the recording. Let me know down below whether you're a Nintendo Switch Online loyalist or not. Do you have ideas for how Nintendo should enhance the membership in the future with the next console, or even while we're still on the Nintendo Switch? What games do you want to see added to Nintendo Switch Online? I was really asking for Banjo-Tooie for a long time, and then we got that, so now I'm firmly team Mario Party 3 or bust. Maybe Donkey Kong 64. Thank you for watching and making it all the way through this video. Also, thank you again to Nintendo for re-upping me, resubscribing me for a year to Nintendo Switch Online. Super appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. Love you. Mwah. Deku, deku, deku. Da-na-na-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, da-na-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.